he said, you're going to have to say something that you don't like saying. And I was like, you make someone who wants to say, I'm sorry, not want to say it.
I gave you 2 minutes.
No.
We have the Discord log.
There's no way I might not even reply in like 2 minutes right away. Are you serious?
You sent the message, you said LOL, and then nothing else.
It's crazy.
You're crazy.
You're crazy. You make someone who wants to apologize not easy for them to apologize. Do you do that normally?
I do that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 6th episode of We Were Fighting Before This. We are back. So, it's been a while since we recorded one of these, but you guys don't know it. But episode 1 to 5 were recorded a month ago, but this one was recorded this week. So this is fresh. So it's been a while. A lot has happened. And I'm really glad to be back with my good friend, Yvonne, who I missed a lot.
We fought right before this.
What did we fight about?
You wouldn't think that it's possible, and I'm actually shocked to the core, but not at the same time. But we actually do fight before every single freaking episode. And you want to know what it was today? I was late. Okay, I'll say it. I was late. And I said I will be there at 1:09 or 10:09, which was the ETA.
Yeah, and we were supposed to film at 10.
Okay, I got here, all right? And he has said to me before that if I'm late but I bring goods, it's okay. Okay? Obviously, depending on how late I was. But I was late 14 minutes, okay? 10:14. I walk up to him sitting at the kitchen island, and then I see him reach for his phone, okay? And I know exactly what the man is about to do. He reaches for his phone, and I say, you're going to say that I'm late. And I know what you're going to say, but I brought egg drop soup.
Yvonne did make egg drop soup. And I was reaching for my phone to point at the time on the lock screen to say, hey, looks like you're 10 minutes late. But I didn't. I reached for my phone, and I stopped halfway as I was reaching for it, because I didn't want to continue this vicious cycle of one person doing something wrong and the other person making them feel bad about it. I acknowledged that I reached for my phone, but I didn't go through with it because I'm making an effort to not perpetuate the trauma cycle.
Are you glazing yourself right now?
No.
Because I stopped you from doing that.
You didn't. You can't make me do anything.
I did. I stopped you.
First of all, I am the master of my own destiny. I chose to not reach for my phone. The egg drop soup was good. And I'm going to point out, when you were late, I didn't hear a, hey, I'm sorry, I'm late. It was a, I got egg drop soup.
I knew you were gonna say something. The moment I was walking towards you, okay, and I saw your instant reaction was to go reach for it. And so what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to prevent the bomb before it explodes.
The bomb? Okay.
Yeah.
When you walked in, I did say, well.
Yeah, you did.
I did, and I think that was wrong because it essentially,
you were prepping me for
marinates the air with condescension. Like, here it comes. Here's the jab. So I should not have said, well. I should have said, hey, Yvonne, nice to see you. Because I should have known that you already knew you were late. I didn't need to make you feel bad about it. But if you said, I'm sorry, I would have let it go. I think...
No way.
I'm going to bring up something you did to me.
Okay, bring it up.
We made plans to play video games on May 30th, and I planned this for a month. I asked you a month in advance, and we agreed. And then the day of, you said, May 30th. I put it down as June 30th, LOL. And that was the end of the message.
No, it wasn't. And then you said, you know what you had to say that was so, okay. He said, you're going to have to say something that you don't like saying. And I was like, you make someone who wants to say, I'm sorry, not want to say it.
I gave you 2 minutes. No. We have the Discord log.
There's no way I might not even reply in 2 minutes right away. Are you serious?
You sent the message, you said LOL, and then nothing else. Okay?
You can reply back and I'd be like, I'm sorry, but
what
no.
was I gonna reply? What was it? What do
Be
you
like,
think?
no, it was meant for like June or May 30th.
I said it was May
Nah.
30th already.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
No, you're crazy.
You're crazy.
You're crazy.
You're crazy. You make someone who wants to apologize not easy for them to apologize. Do you do that normally?
I do that with you. Okay, I'll be honest. In the time that I was gone, I went through a lot of personal growth. I went on a
This
farm
is your personal growth
in London,
today.
and I watched our podcast back because I had a lot of free time. And I remember watching our podcast back and thinking, wow, I'm kind of the bad guy in this.
Yeah, you are.
Chelsea, why are you nodding?
She knows. She knows. She was a neutral person who came in and she freaking knows. She rewatches our podcast and clips us.
I'm the bad guy, in the words of Billie Eilish. And I don't want to be the bad guy. I do think on the podcast, I say very sensationalist things. And I don't want to do that. I'm going to speak my truth. I have been going to therapy.
You have?
Yeah.
How'd you find your therapist?
Google.
Okay. Do you like them? Because like shopping, like therapists, you could do like it's like finding like a significant other. You have to find one that's right for you. And you like this person?
I don't know yet. He's a man, and
Of course you would pick a man.
Well, okay. See what you just said there? That was a jab. I'm gonna let it go.
Wait, didn't you say before you wanted a male therapist?
Yeah.
I did, and then she said, "Of course you would pick a man."
You need a woman to clock you.
Actually, well, I feel like a woman would be too like, yeah, hey, it's okay. Yeah. You're valid.
I do think I understand if you want a man who can understand how you would feel. And it's like how a girl could want a girl to understand how they feel. I get that. I was just poking you.
Hey, that's okay, because I do that to you.
Yeah.
I want a man because I don't emotionally connect with a lot of men in my life. Like I would say Scar's my closest guy friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I treat him like my dad.
Yeah, you guys have a fun relationship.
What do you mean by that?
As in like you love and hate each other. Just kind of like how you do it to me.
I don't hate Scar one bit. I hate you.
Okay, listen, okay? That's just crazy. I've just heard you make fun of him too. Same thing.
What? How dare you say this publicly?
You make fun of him.
I don't make fun of Scar.
You
You're gonna give him the wrong idea. You make
Scar,
fun of
he makes fun of you. Scar, he makes fun of you. No, I don't. I do not. Now he's just trying to pull it back on me.
I don't make fun of Scar. I just want him to live his best life. And I love him so much. But I wouldn't say hey, you're derailing me and spreading salacious lies about me and Scar. You just don't want me and him being close because you're gonna get jealous.
I'm not jealous.
You're gonna get.
I'm very
jealous.
secure in my relationships with friends and everything.
I want a male therapist because I don't connect with men, and I feel like the lack of masculine presence in my life is unbalancing me, debalancing me.
Yes.
One of those is correct. Because I would say a lot of presence in my life are girls, which is fine. And that's why I'm so emotionally mature.
No.
Like my mom, my sister, Lily.
See, that's what I would think. Like, I would think that this has been a little persistent throughout my relationships as well. It's not definite, of course, or like, but like my first boyfriend, he had like 3 brothers. UQ was not there. But then like my second boyfriend, he grew up mostly with his like sister and his mom. Very emotionally intelligent.
Keep going.
So why didn't it work out for you?
There it is. Another jab. I think it's because without like male friends to lean on it and like feel support from, I put a lot of that on my like gal friends or girlfriend. And I think that's a lot for them to take on. And
Have you never had support from male friends?
Not really. I had 2 close guy friends in college. but it was like really, we don't talk about our problems. Like this was college where like we talk about girls and like video games.
I don't think a lot of guys talk about problems though, but you never felt like they had your back or like you're like, you know, your bros type of thing.
No, not in college. I didn't have a lot of friends in college or high school. I had 2 friends. I was a loser in high school. You would have bullied me.
Is this why for Twitch and other things you feel like I have to burn this guy?
What?
Because you have to like
that's work talk.
Okay, that's work talk? Okay, that's work talk.
We're streaming video games. There's only a finite amount of audience. When I was on my grind, yeah, I had to keep the other people down. But yeah, didn't have any close guy friends. So I'm trying to change that with my therapist.
Okay.
So I'm not connecting with him though, is the problem. Like he says stuff like, tell me how that makes you feel. And when I hear that, I'm like, do you give a shit?
Yeah.
But I'm sticking it out for one more session because there are some stuff he brings up. It's like, oh, okay, I'll work on that.
Yeah.
The biggest thing he pointed out to me was how I only feel secure in relationships with people that I can give something to. Like that I can help, that I can like, that feels like they need me. And then I'm able to be friends with them because I'm not very confident in who I am. That like, if I don't have something to give to them, like money or like social clout or any kind of help, that I feel like they wouldn't want to be my friend. So.
You don't think your personality is good enough for people to be friends with you?
Yeah. I think that was the thing he was getting at. And he flipped it around on me and said, well, why are you friends with the people you are friends with? Are you looking for things from them? Can they give you something? And that's why you're friends with them? And I said, no, I'm friends with them just because I like them and like who they are. And he said, well, why can't they feel that way about you? I was like, oh, yeah, why can't they? Like, I think that is the case. But I only feel comfortable with people that feels like they need me because then all I have to offer is my personality. And I don't think that's strong enough to stand on its own.
You know, it would be a crazy thing to say, but it's true. Funny enough, actually, your, I don't know, clout or anything would not make me be friends with you. It, interestingly enough, is your personality.
Hey, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
That's not the nicest thing I've ever said to you. That is not. Don't make it sound like it is.
It's a new leaf for me and Yvonne.
No.
We're going to be nice to each other.
I don't need a new leaf. I've been fine. You trigger me.
This is the beginning of a beautiful new foundation for our relationship.
Yeah, that's if you do something about it. No, don't shake my hand yet.
My hand.
You need to go therapy, boy. You need to go therapy, boy.
Yeah, so I've been doing that. What have you been up to, Yvonne?
Not resting, doing everything but rest. So I've been sick for like the past 2 months. I've gone to like EDC, go pickleball, go do everything. I just want to do everything, and being sick is really inconvenient.
Well, thanks for showing up to our podcast sick.
Yeah. Get used to it. But my doctor said I'm not contagious because I have phlegm and everything.
You saw a doctor?
Yeah, I did. Because I've been sick for so long, I saw a doctor. I'm responsible, just not with myself.
EDC, karaoke.
Yeah, I did make it worse. So I am on strict rest. Well, not so strict. I played League yesterday. My heart rate went up. And my friend has been telling me that if your heart rate goes up, you're not resting because you rest the most when your heart rate is lower. So anytime you're driving or doing anything, your heart rate goes up. And so I played League of Legends and I got really mad yesterday. And then he happened to be in my chat and then he was just like, hey, your heart, stop yelling, your heart rate's going up.
And today you're resting.
Yeah, after the podcast.
After the podcast. So you're not coming to the party tonight?
I'm not.
You're not?
No,
I'm not going to see you there.
You're not going to see me there. I'm forcing myself to rest. I didn't go to Head in the Clouds. Like, I didn't do a lot of social activities.
You seem so upset about that.
Yeah, because I love doing that.
Not going to Head in the Cloud? That's like your people.
Well, I will say this is a year that I actually like did not want to go as much because I've been doing so much. So I'm really okay not going to another festival.
You've been doing so much. You got a lot of things going on these days, huh?
I kind of do. I'm kind of popular.
Yeah. My toxic trait, this is going to sound really toxic, but when my friends start like having fun in life without me, I get jealous because it's like, oh no, their life is better without me. What if they realize they don't need me in their life? And I've been feeling that with Yvonne.
Really? What are you jealous about? You see me at karaoke, you're jealous? We can have our own karaoke session.
It's because it's like, okay, Chelsea, go ahead.
Didn't you go out with Yvonne last week?
Yeah.
Like once, and then she went to another karaoke without me, and then she went to like parties without me.
We went to karaoke literally together, and you left early. In fact, you looked at me and you said, it's 2:00. I gave you 2 hours. He said it that way, by the way. He said, I gave you 2 hours. Like he blessed me with his time hanging out as if it was not mutual time hanging out.
He did also gaslight you for, sorry.
I'm starting to think Chelsea's not unbiased anymore.
Chelsea's like, he also gaslit you.
Let's use different words here, Chelsea. This is now a 2v1. I feel like I'm being gaslit. Well, look, it was 2 a.m. It was my bedtime.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my bedtime.
Hey, don't say I don't hang out with you.
You're right. We hang out, and I enjoy. And we're hanging out this week. We're going to go dancing together.
Oh, we are, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
You said you were going to hit on girls at the club, and then you just sat there in the booth. And then I thought he was talking to a girl. There was a moment. And I walk closer, and it's his manager.
Why are you doing this to me? You like this?
Yeah, I kind of do. I feel like this is my payback episode. Like I'm just...
There was no hot girls at the club for me to hit on because my standards are so high. I'm shy. Also, I feel like the club is the worst place to hit on girls.
It is not a great place,
Yeah.
but it is also the place where girls are most welcoming of it.
Are they?
Depending on how you do it. Like, as long as you are not Hongdae guy on it, like, I think if you're, like, obviously it has to do with if they think you're attractive,
Yeah.
if they talk to you, like, blah, blah, blah. But, like, they are more open to that at a club if you do fill those things.
Yeah, it's like this list of criteria you have to tick before an approach can go well. It's like,
Yeah.
you gotta be well-dressed, attractive, not creepy, approach in the right way, not surprise them,
Yeah.
and be nice about it.
I mean, in that case, anywhere works. But sometimes when you're a little drunk at the club, you're kind of more forgiving with your standards.
The way I
could
see it at
be.
the club, because there are creeps, Hongdae guys, that a girl is also watching out for that. So when you approach them, they kind of have to decide, oh, is this going to be a creep or is this going to be like a
that's
charming
true.
man?
Yeah.
So I feel like also it works against me because I'm very introverted,
Mm-hmm.
shy. So I'm at my worst at the club.
Mm-hmm.
That's like me approaching with the lowest percentage chance
Yeah.
of success. So I wouldn't do it at a club. I was talking a lot of game though. I'm not gonna lie, and I could not back it up.
Yeah. I mean, like, people go to the club sometimes to get hit on. Like, they just they're looking for something or they're going for somebody. But at the same time, it is the place where you're kind of be like, creep, not creep. So I guess it is a tough thing about
I
that.
think for girls it's like dating app IRL. It's like creep,
Yeah.
creep, and then maybe one well-dressed, polite man approaches.
Yeah. That never happens, by the way.
So also there's a lot of fans at the club. We
Yeah.
were at an Asian club.
Yeah. I mean, we also, there are fans, and I posted.
Yeah.
On my story. So then there were people there who although I did like the event, I thought the event was kind of fun. It was like a sticker event, and you could have a like sticker and a heart sticker, and you give your favorite one a heart sticker, and you give other people a like sticker. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's not my place to pick up women.
Yeah, that's totally
Yeah.
fine. Where's your place, might I ask?
To pick up women?
Yeah.
Well, generally, I don't pick up women. I've never picked up women. Not because I don't have game. It's because I'm shy.
Mm-hmm.
And I generally meet girls at industry events or friends of friends, and then we get to know each other. And if we like each other, we play League of Legends together, as we all do.
League of Legends is your dating app?
That's how I riz up the ladies. We queue up an ARAM game. Well, nowadays it's Swift Play Valorant.
Oh, actually, well, people are jumping back to League now.
Oh, for rizzing up girls.
Yeah, ARAMs. You play ARAMs. Yeah,
That's usually how I do it. I'm kind of a slow burn, start as friends kind of guy.
Well, I'm the fucking same. I wish I was different, but like, God, I just have such a hard time building like a connection with somebody who's just a stranger right off the bat. Like, it's weird because if there was no pressure of that, I would feel fine, and I would see them as a friend, and then I have no expectations. But having that expectation, this is what I mean by it's so hard for me to understand like dating apps in that sense, where people right off the bat already start flirting and everything when you don't know the person, feels so off to me.
Hey, speaking of relationships, you seem to have a lot of things to say. Is there a weekly Yvonne relationship update you want to give us? We need a jingle.
Jingle?
Editor, put a jingle in.
No.
This is the weekly Yvonne update. Da 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 da. Is she sad or lonely?
There is no update.
No update?
No update.
Not at all? None?
Well, no. No, I've just been playing pickleball because, like, you know, it's like the new run club. You can meet people and stuff, too.
I heard Run Club is where people meet people now.
Yeah, like, you meet people naturally who, like, want to do the same activities and stuff as you.
I was in France and I saw a Run Club, and it's like a cult. It's just
What?
people running together, and then they're talking to each other while they're running.
Oh, yeah. They're, like, socializing and stuff. One of my friends said that his friend recently single, and she goes to pickleball, just drop-ins, and then there's like constant people who ask her for her number. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, because pickleball and Run Club, I feel like, are millennial sports now.
Millennial?
Yeah. I only know old people going to pickleball.
No, it's not millennial at all. I know so many people who go pickleball.
How old are they?
There's a lot of content creators. It's okay. So how I would actually describe pickleball is like modern day golf. It is a new way for people to network and do others. So there's been like, so I've go to these events. There's like some pickleball events, and then they'll organize things for people to like get together.
How old are
do
they?
that. When I went, they were all like, they all seemed pretty young. They were all like 20s and above, I would say.
20s, there's a wide range in 20s. It's like 21 or 29.
It was interesting because I saw like kids, but then I saw like young adults, and then I did see like mid to late adults maybe, but it was like all mixed. And then there's like a giant pickleball place in Arcadia where they have food and stuff every night with like alcohol.
Arcadia to play pickleball?
I did, yeah.
Wow. Did you meet anyone?
No. I just went with my group of friends. Yeah, I went with like Leslie, like Brandon, and a couple of my other friends as well, and we were just like waiting for the courts. But I could see how like you're waiting for courts, you could like chat with people and like meet people and stuff. Yeah.
I don't like that you have other friends.
What makes you not like that? Does it make you insecure about us?
Yeah, it does. I feel like I need to be your only like social life, or else you might spread your wings too far.
Like you want to isolate me.
Yeah, I do. And I recognize that's toxic, but I'm not putting that on you. I'm just here being honest about the way I feel.
Do you feel secure about your relationship with Yvonne?
Not as she becomes more confident. Sometimes I think about putting her down more to make sure she doesn't get too confident, but I don't do that because I know that's toxic, and ultimately I just want you to be happy.
Yeah, I want you to know that you can't do that to me either. I've become too strong now over the years.
She has. I don't like that. I watch old videos of us. It's like, oh, yeah, I used to be able to, like, keep her small.
Yeah.
And then she moved out and got her own place, and now she's strong.
Now I'm independent, secure in my friendships and who I am as a person.
Yeah, I don't like this. You guys are witnessing a change in our relationship dynamic, and I don't like it.
And now I'm the one who has to be like, hey, man, like, you can make friends. Don't worry. Like, I got you. You want some friends? Like,
Do you think you would bring Toast out to play pickleball?
I would. If he wants to go, I'd bring him anywhere.
I would come play pickleball with you, yeah.
You would?
I would, for fun. And I would probably beat you.
You would not beat me. I would bet you like $1 billion you would not beat me.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you guys just play on the same team?
He always has to verse me. That's not what Chelsea's like. Why don't you guys play on the same team?
Sorry, I blacked
we don't
out.
play.
Who brought up the beating each other? Was it me or was it Yvonne?
You.
It was me?
It was you.
Dude, I'm so sorry, man. This monster just takes over and I'm not in control. I don't remember what I said. It's like, wow, that was antagonistic. Who brought it up?
A new leaf?
I knew it's not me, okay? I have
You have split personality?
split personality. It wasn't me. I'm a nice guy. When I watch the podcast, I'm like, who is this guy? That's not me.
I don't remember this.
You know, Jeremy is in here, but Disguised Toast comes out. And I don't like him. But I would beat you, though.
You would not.
In the pickleball, did they play a 1v1?
They're singles. I mean,
It's like
you
it's
can,
not
but
common,
most are
right?
doubles, huh?
Okay. We should be on the same team.
I would beat you. I want you to know that.
Do you want to play badminton? You're pretty good at that, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to a court, a gym, and play badminton because I'm pretty sure I will win.
Okay.
You think you would win?
I think I would win.
You think you would win just because you played in high school?
No, I played in high school and university.
Okay, you should know my sister was coached by an Olympian.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you coached by the Olympian?
No, but I watched them play.
Okay.
So
You know what? Then at best or at worst,
So.
I get a badminton partner.
yeah, we can play pickleball and badminton together.
Okay.
I like the direction of our new friendship.
New friendship?
Yeah, it's I see this as the end of an old one and the beginning of a new one.
That's never gonna happen.
Not with that attitude. It's okay. I'm strong enough to lead this new initiative.
Okay. Yeah. You're at the point where like you have to prove me wrong.
No, I don't have to prove anything to
Okay.
anyone because I'm secure in myself.
That's crazy.
Chelsea, I understand that in the month we were gone, a lot of viewers have questions for us. So, it's been a month. It's been 5 episodes. So let's go ahead and answer some common viewer questions.
Would Yvonne be happier if Toast was nicer?
Who picked these? Chelsea, you're setting me up. Once again, I'm being set up.
I would be happier if he actually meant it. You know what I mean? If he gave me genuine compliments and stuff and would come out to hang out, like pickleball and other things, then I would be happy.
Didn't invite me to pickleball.
I didn't think you would come because you don't like to leave your house within 10
now.
minutes or 15 minutes of the
now.
vicinity of it.
Okay.
You told me this before, by the way. He said, anything that takes 15 minutes or longer, I do not want to go.
That was owed me. So the next time you invite me to pickleball, even if it's 40 minutes away, I will drive there to play pickleball with you because actions speak louder than words.
Okay, bet. Can't wait for that to
Sorry,
happen.
I'm fighting Disguised Toast right now.
Bro is having inner fights inside. Who's winning right now? Who's winning?
Go ahead, Chelsea.
What's one fight that made your friendship stronger?
I don't think we've had a fight yet.
Yeah, I don't think me and Toast have ever had a fight,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Like there are times where we had to apologize to each other.
Yeah.
But it has never been a fight because generally when one of us did something wrong, it's pretty clear that who was in the wrong and the other person will like own up to it. So we never actually had a fight.
I don't think I've ever like fought with a friend. I've always had discussions or like been like, this is how I feel.
Yvonne's just pretty passive as well.
Who apologizes first?
Between me and Yvonne, I mean, I think whoever did something wrong will apologize first. Usually me.
Usually it's Toast because he's the one who does do a lot of things wrong.
I will accept that answer and not argue with you on it. This podcast is not fun if I'm nice. That's the problem. The society
You don't think it's fun if
society,
you're nice?
society has conditioned me to be something I'm not. Okay?
Society?
When you first met me, I used to be so nice. Well, you
I
should've
don't remember
No,
that.
I swear. Okay, back when I first started streaming, I was a really nice guy who was just happy and go lucky. And then I realized being toxic sells. It's like the right wing pipeline. If you go down that pipeline, you can get so much new fans and viewers if you just say like really, really, really horrible stuff. Nah. You should have seen year one Hearthstone Disguised Toast. Just a happy guy who was grateful for like 500 viewers. Like, wow, this is so nice. I get to play video games and make a living. And now it just, I
When the
don't,
mask fell off, so did the other mask.
oh, the mask went on. And, I've been wearing a mask all this time, but that's not who I truly am.
No. This is the real you. The one who instinctively reached for his phone to clock me, that was you.
I was not like this. Anyway, I apologize more.
Chelsea's so confused right now watching you fight your inner demons, like fighting for your life.
Next question.
What red flags are you guys willing to ignore?
How hot is she? Sorry. See that? I did it again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's honest. Obviously, how attractive. Well, no, I kind of believe that. If she's super hot, I think men in general can't ignore a lot of things if the woman is attractive.
I do believe some things can be compromised with attractiveness. That is how it's sad because some people do get away with more things because they are attractive. Yeah.
Red flags that I'm willing to ignore. I think they have to be like kind. Like, this is the cliche, but if they're rude to a server, I don't think I can. Well, for me, because I'm surrounded by such beautiful women in my life, that if a girl is attractive, I don't think that really gives her a pass, is my answer. So I don't ignore much red flags.
I have ignored a million red flags in my life, unfortunately.
Because your partner was attractive?
No, because I like them. There's red flags that, like, I don't know, liking a lot of other girls' photos or like following other girls or like having like aggression stuff or.
What makes you ignore them? Is it like, it's okay because I like them so much?
It's tough because on a day-to-day you like them so much, and then there are these things that bother you, and you try to talk to them about it. And then for my case, it was kind of like it was like early stages of this like situationship that I had basically, and then it's hard to tell someone like, hey, like, can you not do this? But it like makes you feel bad. And so I just remember the response that I got when I said that, like, oh, this makes me kind of feel bad, was, oh, if I could deal with like these guys that go after you, then like you could deal with this type of thing. And then obviously, I mean, he knew that was wrong afterwards, or like maybe the moment he said it, but like he's the type of person where like in the heat of the moment, he can just like say things that he normally wouldn't say, or like I would always bite my tongue for other things, but I would be upset that he could not bite his tongue for stuff. But yeah, obviously that's not my fault. Like, that's so different. Like, guys who chase after me versus you actively liking somebody's photos or following people is so different, right? Because I'm not asking for these people to chase after me. Yeah. Like, and I'm not receptive to it either. So yeah, that was.
Has it been something he brought up in the past, or did he just bring it up then?
He brought it up then. So I think he felt defensive, and then it was like in the moment. I understand that. But I think because I understand that, I had been forgiving to a lot of things that I think shouldn't have been said. And over time, I feel like I lost a lot of respect for myself because there are a lot of things that I would not have stood for. Or I like me would normally, if I hear my girlfriend go through stuff like that, I'd be like, bro, no, this is like, you don't put up with that, right? Mm-hmm. But then I just somehow managed to put up with so much for so long. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like he was already insecure about these guys messaging you, and then he just used that as an opportunity. Well, you're doing it, so.
Yeah.
Do you think he was actively like liking girls, following girls as a response to guys following you, or do you think he just wanted to do that?
I think it was he was single for years beforehand, so he was like he said it was like a habit or like things that he used to do, which I hate that excuse, by the way, but like I get it. It's like you're used to not having restrictions on like what you would do, or like that was also like a month or two into us like first talking, so it wasn't even anything. And the actions through he displayed was like he seemed like he really liked me, so this was very jarring or off-putting when I like saw it. So it's just very conflicting because you see what he does on a daily basis, and then when you have conflict, then like it's almost like this monster or like a different side of him comes out. So then it's hard to, and then when I get soft, and I'm very understanding, try to think for the other person a lot from their position, and then I guess I talk myself out of like standing up for myself to the full extent.
Do you think moving forward in a relationship, you would still ignore some red flags?
I would like to not, but then I also find it hard to find like a perfect person, you know? So am I going to fault somebody for having red flags and other things where like I have probably maybe had also red flags of other stuff I've done in the past. So like how can I exactly fault someone and be like, "Oh, you're not a good partner, you're a red flag because you've done this." So it's hard to say. I want to say no. I want to say that like hopefully I don't like them to the degree where the same thing happens, but I had a very like toxic thing where it was very addicting to be in and out of like a situationship constantly, which maybe unfortunately some people could relate.
Yeah, it's getting hard to find like half decent guys out there. So almost feels like you have to accept some red flags here and there. Unfortunately, the bar is pretty low. Yeah.
It felt bad because like this guy was so good in acts of service where like it was beyond anything I've ever experienced. He will like always open my door. There's never been a time where he did not open the car door for me, or like he'll always prep something for me ahead of time, pack my travel stuff. Like it was insane. And then it was just so tough though when it came to emotional intelligence, like having conversations, resolving conflict, that like it was just so like, oh my God, so polarizing, like the negatives and the positives, that it sent my mental in for a whirl. Yeah.
Hey, you should not settle for anyone with a red flag. You're a catch, Yvonne. Any guy would be lucky to date you. I know that sounds sarcastic, but I genuinely mean it. You know, you gotta be a pretty good guy to date Yvonne.
Yeah, but oh God, it's just so hard to find.
It's pretty dry out there.
It's
I'm gonna be
dry.
honest. You know, I don't envy your position.
Yeah.
But I'm confident you will meet someone who fits your criteria.
Yeah, I realize that's hard though, because like I like when you say you're a catch, you're a really good girl, like it'll be easy, like someone would be lucky to have you. I view that as like it is also equally as hard to find someone that I view who would match. Who's a catch in that sense. So it's just going to be like forever. Oh my God. And then I spiral. I'm like, I'm going to be like 40. And then when am I going to have kids? Like by the time I meet somebody, it's going to be like 40 billion years.
That's a lot to deal with. I would say the good guys, the ones that are like emotionally available, but also like got their own shit together, they're mostly in a relationship. Yeah. So you need to wait for those guys to break up, hopefully with a girl that's like not so great. And then you have about a 2-month window. This applies for guys and girls. Like the great girls who are in relationships at like 30s, you know, they break up, but because they're such a great person, they're generally going to stay single for a short period of time. Yeah. So you gotta, you know, there's a 3-month window for these great guys before they get snapped up.
You're telling me I got some months windows.
Yeah, that's why you gotta go to pickleball. I think you're doing the right thing, because I think guys who go to pickleball, you know, they're staying active. They got an active social life. So that's you'll find them at the pickleball courts.
Oh God, I don't know about that. Okay, I've heard there's like a second wave where you could try to pick up somebody as a girl. Like you want to grab the guys that are divorced and stuff because they have been beaten down by a woman. Like where they're like, they have been like yelled at and everything in a way where like they would not, they're just like battered. And then there's like, they've been like trained basically.
I'm not so sure about the second wave because they've already met their true love. They're a little bit heartbroken, so it's a bit iffy there.
Now who's the psychopath talking about picking up divorced men who got beaten down?
No. I've heard of that. No. I don't. But I have just. It was just a funny thing I saw on TikTok, and I was like,
I think some women would be like okay with that, especially if they had like really toxic, like aggressive men.
Yeah.
No,
that's not a real thing. It's just like it was. The joke was more like they got yelled at by, or they've been trained by a woman, so that they're like at least a little bit prepped for that.
Yeah,
because we don't want boys here like that, basically.
Yeah, I think men do have to be not trained, but actively learn through relationships of what it means to be a good boyfriend, because it's really hard to go in as like a child, a boy, teenager, of like, oh, how do I be a good boyfriend? You don't know shit.
Yeah.
Right. So it takes a lot of like iterations.
Yeah, that's why a lot of girls or people say that like, dang, I really like trained you for like the next person that you're gonna date, or like I prepped you for the
a lot of
times.
Yeah.
Just to follow up, Toast, do you feel like you're well trained?
I'm not fully trained. I will say my first relationship, I was the most untrained. Every relationship I've had, I always look back on the one before and said, wow, I really feel bad for the girl that she had that version of me. But I don't beat myself up about it, because it's like, I can't be a different person. I can't have had that experience. So I'm really grateful for every relationship. I feel bad in the sense like, that's what they had to work with. But I am also proud of myself that with each relationship, I get a little better, or like I don't repeat the same mistakes I've made, because each relationship I learned so much from it. And I look back, it's like, yeah, I did a lot of things wrong. These are things I could have done better, but I don't like say, oh, you suck. You're, what a terrible boyfriend you were. I think to myself, oh, you just learn from that. And the next time you're in a relationship with a girl, you will know better, you will do better. And hopefully one day, things will work out. Like, think about, like, if I have met, like, even the girl I was talking to in high school, like, this version of me pursuing her will work out way better than the high school version of me, because the high school version of me was like, hey, we're going to message on Skype and MSN. And I think the best way to connect with a girl is to have as much things in common with her. So if I watch all the shows she watches, maybe we have a chance, which is definitely not the case, right? So I think I am trained, but trained is such a, like, I'm not a dog, okay? I'm my own man.
He could use more training.
But I started dating seriously pretty late. I started dating like when I was 26. And unfortunately, at that time, most people have like one or two relationships under the belt. So it was hard then, because I'm starting off really far behind. So I could use more experience. And I think with each relationship, I get significantly better. But I'm not all there yet.
She looks
she looks like, oh my God, thank God this guy is.
Thank God there's hope
for him yet. Chelsea, this is a character. This guy's toast. You should meet Jeremy. He's great.
I'm telling you, I'm so shocked. Our first interaction to now.
It's for the content.
It's for the content. Oh, how funny. Oh, funny.
The lines are blurred. I'm a split person.
Okay, another question. What's your guys' life goals right now?
I'm learning to be happy without like it being about work. My life goal right now is strengthening the friendships I have. Things that's not work or relationship, because I think for the last 6 years of my life, all I cared about was either work or relationship. And those are two really big parts of your life. But friends and family, I kind of set to the side. So right now, that's my life goal. I still care about work. I still care about relationships, but focus on the other two more nowadays.
I would say I am pretty happy in general. My life goal, I have never been like a super ambitious person, which is kind of bad career-wise, but I think it's because I'm just very grateful and content for a lot of things that I have. So it can make you complacent, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I still don't want to compromise like a lot of comfort and morals or like inauthenticity, I guess, for something that could get me like more money in a way. I mean, more money would be great, but I would want it through like OTV or like other things like that. But I don't know. Life goals is really just to be like happy for the most part for many days of our lives, because there's not a lot when you think about it. I saw this thing on like TikTok recently. That was this person talking about how they practice gratefulness in this way where you close your eyes. You really have to like, try to put yourself in it, but you picture yourself like you're 80. And then you're like, what would I do if I was like the age that you are now? Like you literally when you're like 30 years old or 20 years old or whatever it is, it's like, if I could be 20 again, what would I do? And then you have so much to do with the day, and you can like go out and then you like just think about that for a little bit. And then you like open your eyes and you're like, oh, I am. And then you could go out and do everything. But I also have times where like I'm in bed and I'm like laying down. So I look at the ceiling and I see the ceiling and I'm like, wow, like so many people don't even have like security as like a really crazy thing that we take for granted every day. And I think like I have a roof over my head. I have me, and like what else am I really worried about in life? Like some people worry about so many necessity things that I feel are just like, we've been camping. We've been like things where like things when as soon as something kind of human nature wise or whatever feels like you don't have that sense of security, like nothing else matters. So I don't know. I've been I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to like get into this whole like freaking thing, but basically it's just I have life goals of being creative and of like I'd like to do music more maybe, or like hang out with friends and like finding someone that I really like and being with Somi, and that makes me happy. Yeah.
I really like what you said about like being 80 and trying to imagine being like 80 and thinking back what you would do different. Because I've once heard someone say you should live your life like it's the second time you're living it. But yeah, if I was 16 right now, I probably would have just tried to enjoy life a lot more. But right now we have that opportunity. It's like, I'm sure in 10 years I'm like, man, if I was in my 30s, I would have cared so little about trying to make more money, trying to get more viewers, and I would have just really appreciated spending more time with my friends or my family.
Well, a lot of people say that on their what's across the board, very similar to what everyone says on their deathbed, is typically like, I wish we spent more time together, or you spent more time with like the people that you care about. So we should travel with China, New York, everywhere.
Hey, well, I'm going to New York next month if you want to come.
Okay, what about China?
You've been bringing up this China thing for a while now.
Yeah, because I want to go.
We can talk about China's a big ass. We can go to New York next month.
What about Taiwan?
Isn't that China? Hey, I'm switching sides.
Dude.
Please cut that out. Actually, maybe leave it in. I don't know which side I'm on. I'm Taiwanese. I have a Taiwanese citizenship. That was a joke, my Taiwanese brothers. Unless China, you want to, No? Okay. Kelsey's thinking, she's looking out for us. This is going to piss off both countries. Life goal, just be happy and care less about work and relationships. I am happier than I think I was depressed for the last year.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I had depression.
From like, what made you sad?
Well, this catastrophic event happened a year ago.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
And I don't think I ever recovered from it, like, mentally. And work-wise, I just shied away from the spotlight. Like, I used to be so happy in the spotlight,
Mm-hmm.
and this catastrophic event happened, and it just turned me into this. Someone was like, "Ooh, I don't want
Yeah.
to." Like no one perceived me because, like, if someone saw me,
Yeah.
that would be bad. So I really shrunk myself down.
I mean, I have been there. I think like it's a healing process to like bring yourself back out of it. And I think like I would like to see you come out of it. I think it would make you happy. It would make like a lot of us happy to see you like streaming more or doing whatever. Like I think streaming, I don't know. Do you like when you're not streaming a lot?
More and more these days. I don't. Right now, I don't love streaming yet.
Yeah.
I think I'm someone who needs to care about what I'm doing. And I'm at a stage where I'm ready for that. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity to come along. But for the last year, it was like, ooh, no one look at me. I wasn't very happy. I was depressed.
Mhm.
Like I found joy in nothing. And that's why I had a month where I just bought a shit ton of Pokemon cards because it was like gambling and I needed to trigger my dopamine receptor. But that lasted for literally a week. After a
Yeah.
week, I'm like, I don't care about this. I was just looking for something to like fixate on.
You need friendship. Friendship helped me a lot.
I
It did.
agree.
Yeah.
Friends, I started leaning on my friends more. Like even last month, I would message Yvonne or Lily or even Scar and said, "Hey, I need your help. Like I don't think I can do this by myself."
You did.
Yeah, and I don't think in the past I would ever do that because like leaning on friends is. I have a hard time asking for things, and in my eyes, being a burden. But I know the moment like any one of my friends who asked me for something, I would like be so happy to be able to provide anything for them. So why can't I ask my friends for support?
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing that.
Something I really liked recently is I've always had this one thing with a friend. It started off as an IOU. So how I described it was, so there's one time my friend was like, dude, come to Beyond or come to Hard Summer, one set of Porter Robinson. And I'm like, bro, it is like I have to buy a ticket. It's like $100 something ticket for just one set of Porter. He's like, it's his best set. Like you gotta come. And so he's like, if I would use a friendship card, like it would be now. And I was like, bro. So then I fucking bought the ticket and I went. And then even till this day, I hold that over him. And I'm just like, if I ever want you to go to day 3 Coachella or like be here something, it's like, I pull that card. He's like, yeah, you got that card. So I like that. We have this thing sometimes where it's a hard time for us to like ask something of our friends because we feel bad. Or it's like, oh, we don't want to make them like do something they don't want to do. But I think we should just have like, as you do for friends, like I would do stuff for you that I don't necessarily love doing, but I would do it for you. No problem. And I don't want you to feel bad about it. But I will say, hey, it's fine. You just owe me later. And I think the friend being like, okay, I owe you later. And then like when I want you to do something, even if you don't really want to, like fine. Like you feel a little bit better about paying it back or when you don't really want to do something. And I think we should be okay with that because that's what friends do for each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's okay to ask for things and take up space and prioritize what you want. Because I think in our friendships, we're happy to do that. And we know it's almost like a sign of comfortability and trust to be able to ask for things. Because if you are not comfortable asking for things, it's like, are you guys that close of a friend? So,
yeah. I mean, I view people as priority. It's like, who would I... if they needed help for something, like I would be able to drop anything that's like, I know if it's not like a sponsorship or something, I have to like be somewhere exactly at a time. Like I would drop whatever if you guys need me for anything or even a sponsor. Like if they're okay with like me moving something, I'd be like, I'm there. And I view, priority people that just instantly, do whatever for. That's like pretty normal, right?
it's called the Benjamin Franklin effect.
What?
When you ask a favor from someone and they do it for you, you would think, oh, I like them more because they did a favor for me. But the Benjamin Franklin effect is like they also think they like you more, even though they're doing the favor for you.
Oh.
because in their brain, there's not a manipulation tactic. They think, oh, I'm doing this favor for this person. That means on some level, I like them. So it reinforces that feeling.
I see.
It's like, oh, I like them so much that I'm willing to do this for them. So we must be on good terms.
Mm-hmm.
Toast, can you pinpoint the moment you felt better?
I was on a farm in England, Cotswold, and it's nothing but sheeplands. And I was staying at a cottage with my mom and sister. And there's the market where they sell like groceries. And it's an hour walk away. And I was going through detoxes. I'm someone who needs to work, think about work, talk about work, have dopamine. Because in this life that we lead, it's like constantly like triggering your dopamine, which is like scrolling social media or streaming and seeing very instant gratification. So now I'm on a fucking farm, barely any internet, and just like literally scratching myself. I need something. So I said, I'm going to walk to the farm. And it's this long, winding back roads. It's really beautiful. And you're surrounded by farmlands on the left, farmlands on the right. It's just this dirt road straight for an hour. And I was just walking it. Walk. Ooh, baby sheep's on the left. Take a picture. Walk. Ooh, cows on the right. Take a picture. And really thinking about life. And it's really cliche. But that hour-long walk, I was just thinking about like, okay, like what do I really care about? Why am I here? What's making me happy? And the big revelation from that was I'm someone who always thinks about the final product. It's like, if I hit 5 million subscribers on YouTube, I can be happy. If I lose this amount of weight, I can be happy. If I gain this much muscle, I can be happy. If I find a girlfriend, then I'll be happy. And the whole time I was thinking, well, that only happens at the end, right? Let's say it's a 6-month fitness journey. If you're only happy at the end, that means you're not going to enjoy the next 6 months of your life. So why don't you try and think of life and the journey as like the part to be excited about, right? Because that's 99% of it. Like if you can't enjoy the journey and you can only enjoy the destination, then you're going to be miserable for the majority of your life. So I try and now think about things in a way, okay, if I'm going to do this, can I enjoy the process of doing it? Because that would make things so much easier.
Yeah, the end goal is kind of like, well, you think about how many end goals that you've had initially. Did that make you happy? Like initially, did you ever think like if I just hit 1 million subs, I would be happy? Or like on YouTube. And then you hit that and then like you're still not happy.
Yeah, the best times I've had was when I was just enjoying what I was doing. Like when I was playing Hearthstone early on. Like it was cool to have viewers, but it was just an enjoyable process that I was just happy doing it. And I think people latched onto that because they felt like I was a happier person. But eventually it got to a point where it's like, oh, I need this video to hit 1 million views. If it doesn't, I'm not happy. And that, coupled with a bunch of other things, just made me like sad for a couple of years, and I didn't do anything. And I look back at like, oh wow, I really just did not give a shit. But now it's still a process, and right now I'm more okay with showcasing my process, because in the past I'm like, ooh, I can only talk about this journey once I finish it. I can't share the process because that would make me, I would be showing something incomplete. But now I'm kind of accepting we're all not complete, and I think that's fine, because I don't think you'll ever be complete. I think life is like a forever loading bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd wait forever.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm 70 years old. Now I have enough money and I'm about to die. It's like, is that when I'm going to be happy? So yeah, I would say I'm a little happier, and that's that walk on the farm did help a lot. I try and do things that would just make me happy because of the thing and not because what it would lead to.
I'm actually so opposite. I've always only done things for the thing and never the end result. I've like never almost thought about an end result. Like I recently signed up for like singing lessons,
Mm-hmm.
and then my teacher asked me like, oh, what do you have as your end goal? Or do you have a goal? Do you have a song you want to sing? You have like blah, 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 this, like what kind of goals you want to achieve with your voice? And I remember thinking, oh, I never even thought about that. Cause the most I thought about was I just want to be better. And then I just want to improve like blah, 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 and see like where I end up at. So I didn't even have like a end goal of I want to be this good. I just want to be able to do like runs and riffs. But like I wasn't like, oh, I want to be like, I don't know, freaking Ariana Grande, or I want to be able to sing this song. It wasn't even anything close to that. It was just a general of, oh, just be better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I felt towards working out too. I didn't really have like a goal. I was just like, I just want to look lean enough where like I'm happy with myself and look like healthy to myself. Or with streaming, I never felt like, oh, I want to be like this. I was just like, oh, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I want to like improve in this and that, like little ways, and then like work my way up too. It's been very opposite.
I think that's a healthier mindset to have.
Yeah.
And we're going dancing this week.
Exactly. Yeah. Dancing. See, I like that. Like having little side quests.
So people do want to see a toast roast. Do you think you're ready for that?
I can't survive that.
He barely survived today.
It's more because since I got back, I'm a little nicer and more empathetic, which I think is inviting a lot of people to like, hey, now's my chance to really air out my grievance. So since I've been back, we also had a truth or drink shoot at OTV, and it was me with 3 people.
Yeah.
And it felt like 3 people lining up with boxing gloves. Ooh, let me get in there.
Oh.
So that happened. And then we went to EDC and we met a bunch of friends. And a lot of people in my life was like, ooh, I'm going to talk to Toast about our history, which was fine. Like, I'm glad it happened. And I was appreciative of their perspective. But man, this last one's like, it's been a roast show of like what I've done in the past. And I don't think anyone said anything unreasonable. I hear a lot of people are like, yeah, that's fair. So I might need some time.
To recover.
Right now, it's like I went 10 rounds of boxing already. I can go again. But I need some time. Yeah. I think a therapist episode will be like a roast show.
Yeah.
Because the therapist is like, God damn, this is a lot. There's a lot to unpack. The reason why I got therapy, I went to like an actual doctor in England, like a physical one, and she interviewed me and like checked all my vitals and said, oh yeah, physically you're pretty good, but I really recommend you go talk to a therapist because there's so much there that it's manifesting in like physical symptoms.
Wow. Is that what made you get therapy then?
Yeah. We always talked about it.
Yeah.
But it was that, like, I had panic attacks in England the first week of like my blood pressure spiked randomly one time and like I had a hard time breathing and my brain was like super stressed out and I was like, damn, I do not like this feeling. I had to Google how to meditate because it was so bad that I was really scared. I didn't want to tell my mom or sister because they would just worry about me. So I'm in this room of like having a panic attack, trying to learn how to deal with it because it's not something I've ever experienced in my life. And I went to the doctor and told them my symptoms, and she was like, yeah, I can recommend you some therapist.
Did it get better after that?
I was able to like talk through it. I talked to some friends. I called some people, like talked through my issues of what I was feeling, and that was super helpful. And I kind of learned, if I even just talking about my problems to someone, was really helpful because I felt like I had to just deal with it on my own, hold it all in.
It's very suffocating when it's like that.
Yeah. So I talked to some people. I was like, okay, it's not the end of the world. Because at the base of it, it's like I'm relatively well off, thankfully. I have a platform. I'm physically healthy. But for a moment, I was like, my entire world is crumbling and I don't know what to do. And I think this is the end, which is just not the case.
Yeah.
So that made me seek help. Yeah, I've also been more okay with accepting compliments. When someone says something nice, I say, thank you, I appreciate that. I've been working on that. So yeah.
We're only a few episodes in, and I do see the growth.
He comes out a different person by the last episode. He's like, whoa, I'm Jeremy again. I'm normal. Yeah.
It's a slow process. But I was only able to do that because I literally had to cut myself off from like this world for a month and forced like isolation. Not so.
Do you think you'll take a break again?
Not for a while. I've just been doing more stuff and doing things without the goal of content in mind. It's like, let's just go do something with some friends. Oh, this has been a great episode of This Guy's Tales. I'm excited for this new chapter in me and Yvonne's friendship. We might have to change the title of our podcast.
Nah, no way he's saying that right now. That's crazy.
We weren't fighting before this. A podcast of two great friends. This podcast wouldn't work unless there was friction, okay? You made me like this.
I did not make you like this.
You made me
you
like
were the
this.
one who had the reaction in the first place.
No, society has incentivized conflict, okay?
Yeah, and does it have to be this type of conflict?
But I'm not going to give in. I'm going to try and be myself. And occasionally, This Guy's Tales will come out.
The amount of times I've heard this is crazy. You know how many times you said you turned a new leaf when we were in Shanghai and Taiwan, and that was a year ago?
Hey, it would help me a lot if you believed in me. Even though in the past I have failed to uphold this new leaf protocol, it would help me if you can be supportive.
I will be there for the ride because I definitely have a choice to not. I'm not going anywhere. So you know what? Like it's I don't have a choice.
Hey, thanks.
I'm here.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching this episode of We Were Fighting Before This. And next week, we won't be fighting before this. See you guys next time.
Goodbye.